Hello everybody and welcome back. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your one channel for everything VR related. Today, we have a first look at the upcoming zombie slaying action first-person shooter After the Fall. I was lucky enough to join some of the Vertigo staff and some fellow content creators for an hour-long play session. I have a lot to say about this game, so if you stick around for a few minutes, all of your questions will be answered, and you'll get to know why I'm really looking forward to the release of this game. Please note that Vertigo Games didn't allow me to capture any of my own footage for this video, as we were playing an early non-release build, which does have a few known bugs. But in my opinion, this was a completely unnecessary precaution. The footage would have looked awesome, and while yes, I did encounter a few small bugs, it was nothing that impacted the overall experience. So from here on, I'll break down this video similar to how I do my reviews, but obviously it's way too early to rate this game. Okay, let's start things off with the summary. After the Fall is releasing on December 9th for PlayStation VR, Steam, Viveport, Rift, and the Oculus Quest 2. It features crossplay amongst all platforms and will use a friend code system similar to what Population 1 has to help you manage friends across those multiple platforms. The story of After the Fall takes place in a world where the planet froze over in the 1980s and zombie-like creatures known as the Snowbreed were born. After living in these conditions for an extended period of time, humanity no longer fears these mutated monsters. And in fact, we bring the fight to them and harvest their remains. Now that's the backstory, but from a gameplay standpoint, this is very much Left 4 Dead in VR. It's not a story-driven campaign, it's a four-person co-op power fantasy where you charge in guns blazing and mow down hordes of enemies. And I'm not exaggerating when I say hordes. There's easily 20 plus zombies on screen at any moment. At one point during our play session, we killed so many enemies that were coming through a single doorway that when we were done shooting, the entire door was full of Snowbreed corpses stacked on top of each other. I really wish I could have shown you this footage because we were cracking up in game and loving every minute of it. It was just a gore-filled sight to behold, much like the rest of the game. After the Fall starts you off with a brief introductory level, then you're moved into an online player hub which can hold up to 32 people from any of the game's multiple platforms. In the hub, you can customize your weapons, meet some new players, and select a level to start playing. While I don't really recommend it, you can play this game alone, and your team will be populated by AI characters. At launch, there will be 5 separate levels, and Vertigo Games has a roadmap of new content that extends for at least the first year after launch. While on mission, your goal is to collect as much harvest as possible, upgrade and craft new weapons, then continue to replay the game on higher difficulty levels, repeating that unlock cycle. There's also floppy disks which are hidden throughout the levels which will help unlock additional items. There's over 250 different gun skins, 6 base model guns, and 15 to 25 different modifications per weapon. There's also some yet to be announced features that I'm not allowed to speak of just yet. In-game, you can carry 2 weapons, 1 on each hip holster, plus you also have storage in your wrist for items like bombs and health syringes. Honestly, this was my biggest gripe of my play session. While there are some known bugs with gun handling at the moment, pulling a weapon from your holster just didn't feel as smooth as some other VR titles, such as Boneworks. I struggle to switch hands, pull items from my wrist, and even cock my gun. There are 2 separate modes for gun handling. One is arcadey, like you experienced in Arizona Sunshine, where you just bring the gun to the holster and it auto reloads. Or you can use a manual mode, where you have to pull a clip, slap it in, and cock the gun. If you use the manual mode, the game will give you a harvest bonus on your runs. Now, I'm pretty sure some of my control gripes come from the fact that this game is multi-platform and needed to also work with the PlayStation DualShock controller, aim controller, and even the Move controllers. I'm sure balancing this was a challenge, and I have been informed that they are still updating the gun handling. The shooting itself feels really good though. Bullets have a nice sense of impact, and the action is truly fast-paced. So the next question is, what's my current opinion on this title? This play session left me pumped to try more of the game. I was using the Oculus Rift version, which looked great and ran well. Graphically, it's a huge step up from Arizona Sunshine, but we've definitely seen better looking games in VR. I'm interested to see how it looks and performs on the Oculus Quest 2 and PlayStation VR, because like I stated previously, this game throws a lot of bad guys on screen. I'm also a little concerned that there might not be enough variety between levels, and gun upgrades alone won't be enough to keep pulling me back into this game. But like I said, Vertigo is planning frequent content drops during the first year, and there are a few other unannounced surprises. So here's my first impressions verdict. After the Fall is a fast, action-paced co-op experience that will satisfy your carnage cravings. Go ahead and wishlist this now. If you're skeptical, obviously wait for some reviews, like the one that'll be coming from me, but as of right now, it looks like this title is a success. Just keep in mind, this isn't a story-driven campaign. If that's what you're looking for, you will be disappointed, and this is just a series of murder-filled levels like you get from Left 4 Dead. The pros of this game include some great co-op action, and a series of unlockables that will add to the replay value. On the con side, I'm skeptical on the overall amount and variety of the content this game will supply, and will weapon skins and mods be enough to keep people coming back? Well, I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. Okay, so I have about 1 more minute of exclusive footage to show off. If you want, please stick around and check that out. Otherwise, throw this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. And as always, I'll see you guys on next time.